What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 155 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my basement. I changed up the location this time, and I'm coming to you live from my basement. And I just want to give you all my week 17 picks around the NFL like I do every Thursday. Last week, I was 10-6, very solid record, but, could always do better. We could always do better than that. No such thing as over-improving, right? So let's break it down. The Thursday games, it's my Dallas Cowboys taking on the Titans. So the Cowboys, big division win against the Eagles last week. The Titans, big division loss versus the Texans. The Cowboys are feeling good. They're on the road, going to a cold Tennessee environment. Tennessee's been really down bad. They've lost 5 straight games. They're resting a lot of their starters in this game. I'm pretty sure there's no Derrick Henry. Obviously, Tannehill's out. I think they're taking Malik Willis out. They're not starting a lot of their defensive starters. So, the Cowboys really should blow this team out of the water. But, if you're a Cowboys fan like me, you know that we can hang in there with the tough teams. It's the bad teams that give us problems this season. But I got to roll with my boys here, obviously. I'm going to go 34-18 for the win. As for the Sunday games, they're the New Year's Day games. We have the Dolphins taking on the Patriots. So the Dolphins will probably go with Teddy Bridgewater because Tua Tagovailoa is in concussion protocol again. And I think even if they go with Teddy, I think they're going to get the win. It's going to be tough. It's going to be freezing cold in Foxborough. We know the Dolphins aren't a cold weather team, but I think that they got this one. It wouldn't surprise me if the Patriots won, but I'm going fins up here. I'm going to go 21-17. Next, the Saints taking on the Eagles. So the Saints got a win over the Browns. The Eagles got a loss against my boys last week. And the Saints, I don't know. I don't know if they can beat the Eagles. I'm obviously going to root for them, but the Eagles, they're most likely going to have Hurts back. And they actually own the Saints draft pick. So if they could get this win and kind of push the Saints back from the top 10 draft pick to a little slide it down to like 7 or 8, that's in favor for the Eagles. But I don't think it's happening. I think the Saints are pulling off the upset, and they're going to get the job done 26-23. Next, the Colts take on the Giants. So the Colts have been, they've been rough, man. If you're a Colts fan, my condolences. But the Giants, they haven't looked that sharp either lately. They won a game, they tied a game, and they lost a really close game to the Vikings. But obviously, I'll never root for the Giants. I got to go with the Colts here. I think if they can avoid turning the ball over, which has not been the case for them, then they can win the game. And so, for those reasons, I got the Colts in this skirmish, 21-19. Next, the Panthers take on the Bucks. So the winner of this game most likely wins the NFC South. You have the Panthers, who are 3-1 in their last 4. The Bucks, who are, not that good, but they still have Tom Brady, so they still can compete. And the Panthers beat the Bucks, beat the brakes off them earlier in the season, and now they head on the road to Tampa facing a Bucks team that's hungry to win. I got to go with the Bucks here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers won. They got a really good run game, a good defense. The Bucks have a good defense, though, too, and they got Tom Brady. So I think it's going to be a coin toss. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm going to go Bucks 29-24. Next, the Broncos versus the Chiefs. I don't know if Russell Wilson is starting. If I'm the Broncos, I just sit him out and say, hey, my man, the season's over. We paid you $250 million. I know you want to play, but you're kind of a laughingstock at this point. So let's rest you so you don't get injured and we don't lose our $250 million investment. And they're going on the road against the Chiefs, who are, they're rolling right now. They're feeling good. And I think the Chiefs are just going to blow them out. Last time they played a few weeks ago, the game was close. But this time I see the Chiefs really smacking the dog you-know-what out of them, 38-13. Next, the Bears take on the Lions. So the Lions, they were hot. Now they seemed to cool off last week, but I think they get on track against the Bears team that, they've just been really bad all around. I love Justin Fields. He could really play, but he can't put this team on his back. They traded a lot of players away that could have helped him. So I could see Justin Fields going off, but still losing this game just because he has no support around him. Whenever these two teams play, it's pretty close. They usually split on the season. The Lions beat the Bears earlier this year, but I see the Lions beating them again. I'm going to go Lions 31-24. Next, the Browns take on the Commanders. So Carson Wentz starts for the bench Taylor Heineke. And whenever Carson Wentz is in a spot to try to get a playoffs, to try to make the playoffs, get a win for his team so they can advance to the playoffs, he always seems to just choke it away. And I see that trend continuing. I see the Browns playing the upset here, going on the road and beating the Commanders with their run game and their defense. So give me the Browns in this spot. I'm going to go the Browns 22, Commanders 16. Next, the Jaguars take on the Texans. The Jaguars have been scorching hot, picking up some big wins like beating my Cowboys and just continue to keep rolling. They know what's at stake. They know they could take control of the AFC South with this win. However, the Texans beat them earlier this year. The Texans, they could play devil's advocate here and could really piss off some Jags fans and get the upset. I just don't see it this time, though. I see Trevor Lawrence and that team taking it personal. I see them going off, and I see them beating this Texans team 28-20. Next, the Niners take on the Raiders. So the Niners are absolutely smoking hot right now. I could see fire from my window. That's how much fire the 49ers are on. And they're taking on a Raiders team who benched Derek Carr. They benched Derek Carr and they're starting Jarrett Stidham. So the Niners defense are probably going to pummel the Raiders here. The Raiders seem like they're throwing in the towel on the season. They still have a shot to make the playoffs, but I think they're just sending a message to their fan base in the NFL like, hey, we're done with Derek Carr and it's time to move on, which I feel bad for Derek Carr, man. I think he's a good quarterback, but, they're thinking of their future. They're thinking of the future ahead for their team and franchise, and they're pretty much just sending this kid Jarrett Stidham out here to kind of die versus this Niners defense. If you're a betting man, I would bet the house on a Niners defense touchdown. I got the Niners winning this one 34-9. Next is the Jets taking on the Seahawks. So both teams are 7-8. Both teams have started good. Now they are in a slump. They're in a spiral. The Jets, I'm pretty sure Mike White is healthy and is going to start again. But they're going on the road into where the Seahawks are known to play really well. They haven't been that good at home this year, though. But I just think Geno Smith gets it done with the Seahawks. I think they're able to bounce back after being 1-5 in their last 6. And I think they hand the Jets their 5th straight loss to ruin the Jets' playoff chances and to keep the Seahawks' playoff chances alive. So I'm rolling with the Seahawks here. I'm going to go 27-21. Next, the Vikings take on the Packers. The Vikings beat the Packers in week 1. The Packers have won 3 straight games, and they're at home. They're feeling good. It's going to be freezing cold there. But I'm taking Kirk Cousins in the Vikings. I think they're going to sweep the Packers here. I think they're going to put the Packers out of their misery and get them out of the playoffs where they belong. So give me the Vikings in this one. I'm going to go Vikings 34, Packers 24. The next game on the Sunday slate is the Battle of LA. The Rams taking on the Chargers. So the Rams have nothing to play for. They basically just want to see, like, hey, we got Baker Mayfield out here. If he can play good for the rest of the season, maybe he could be our new quarterback. And they're taking on the Chargers, who already have a playoff spot. I said this was the Battle of LA, but it's the battle of who has the bigger fan base, because it seems like no one really likes the Rams. No one really likes the Chargers in LA. They're not like... The people of LA are not interested in those two teams. They're more interested in the Raiders or the Niners. So it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if SoFi Stadium is empty. It's probably not going to be, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I just got the Chargers here. They're feeling good right now. They won 3 straight games, and they're going to continue that momentum. So I'm going to take the Chargers 33-20. Next, the Steelers take on the Ravens, a classic AFC North showdown. The Ravens beat the Steelers earlier in the season. And you know what? I think they're going to do it again. I think they can run the ball down the Steelers' throat. And as long as they don't turn the ball over and give life to the Steelers' offense, they should be able to win this one. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I'm going to go Ravens 17, Steelers 10. The final game is the Monday game. It's the Bills versus Bengals. This is a pay-per-view event. 2 of the hottest teams in football right now, 2 of the best teams in the AFC and even in the league. They're going at it. You got 2 stud quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Who's got more swag? Who's got more leadership out of those guys? I'm going with Joe Burrow, Everyone had this hype, Josh Allen MVP, Bill Super Bowl lock in the beginning of the year, and now it seems like it kind of faded away. I'm putting my money on Joe Burrow. I got Joey Burr going out there and getting the job done on Monday night. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to be high scoring, but I ultimately see the Bengals winning this one 31-26. So that's it for my week 17 picks. Let me know what you guys think of them. My upset of the week is the Seahawks over the Jets. It seems like a weird upset, but I checked the sports book a little bit, and they gave the Jets the favorite, which kind of surprised me since the Seahawks are at home. So I'm going with the Seahawks, and my lock is the Niners over the Raiders. So that's it for the Week 17 picks. Let me know what you all think. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Instagram, and enjoy some football that kicks off tonight with my Cowboys taking on the Titans. Let's go.